Well, howdy y'all, Andy Redneck here. It's January 22nd, 2001. As you can see, I've been loosening the soil here in one of my patio porch boxes. It's gotten nice and loose. I've been pulling out some of the winter weeds that have popped up. So that tells you that stuff's starting to grow in it. But we're going to actually plant in it today. And what we're going to plant is something I've been looking into and wanting to try. It's called a patio pea, or a container pea. This one here is from Fairy Morse. It's a patio pea, and I don't know if you can see it down here by my thumb, but it's 40 days to harvest. Now, what it says about this is it's 40 days to maturity. Patio Pride does wonderfully in containers and is gorgeous among other ornamental combinations. The plants produce sweet, uniform pods that are tender when harvested early. Then it says that they grow upwards to 18 inches tall. So somewhere between 9 and 18 inches tall is all the taller they get. We're going to plant these for a couple of reasons. One, peas are a nice cool weather crop and make a nice snack. You can actually eat the pea shoots or the peas themselves. But two, the blooms from these are going to give our honeybees a little something to snack on when there's nothing else out. So right here we got about a 18 by 2 foot area that we're going to plant these in. I got these packages. They're Fairy Morse, which is usually exclusively found at Walmart. But you can probably go onto the Fairy Morse website and find them just as easy. I don't know how many of them are in here, but we're probably going to end up planting both packets at about 2 to 4 inches a piece, spaced a piece. So, we'll get some of these leaves and stuff out of here if they get in the way. Now, this bed, you may have seen in previous videos. I built it up out of scrap lumber and screwed it to the deck railing. It's only 4 inches deep, so you're not going to get anything super deep out of it, super big out of it in the way of deep-rooted stuff. But like peas and onions and herbs and stuff will work great in here. So we're just going to place these, like I say, somewhere between 2 and 4 inches apart. One, two, three, four, five, six. Looks like 7. And then we'll stagger them for another 6. And we'll actually stagger these throughout the whole bed. And we'll push them down here in a minute. I'm not going to worry about watering these. I'm not going to worry about these things at all until they're up and time to harvest. Because it is still kind of cold, so I'm going to let these things grow at their rate. However fast or slow they want to go right now is fine with me. But since the temperatures are getting to be in the mid to, we'll just say mid-30s at night, it's not a bad time to start sowing these. I've got other things that I'm starting indoors, like my kale and cabbage, that I will probably be planting out late February, early March, because they too can handle cooler weather. I want to show you that don't be afraid of the cold weather. If you've got a container or something else, you can do something like these. These 40 days to maturity, you know, we're talking just over a month. And then we'll have fresh peas and pea pods to be eating. For a non-brassica seed plant, that is probably one of the quickest you will ever have. The fastest to maturity plant I know of, and when I say to maturity, is eating maturity, not necessarily putting on seed, is a radish. A radish is probably the fastest plant out there with to go from seed to full-on eating in 21 days. And you can actually start eating radishes earlier than that, because radishes are one of my favorite types. I'm not a big fan of radishes, but unless they're roasted. But they are one of my favorite types of plants because they are what I like to call a multi-crop, like these peas here. These peas I consider a multi-crop for the simple fact that you can eat the leaves and you can eat the fruit. Radishes, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the root. Turnips, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the root. Carrots, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the root. You know, so it's all, in my opinion, a multi-crop. And as such, you have the ability to, if your carrots don't produce roots very well, you're not starving, because the leaves of the carrots have beta carotene and nutrients in them, more so than the tubers. I'm going to be growing another 2 types of multi-croppers this year. One of them's in the bean family and the other one's not. But both of these, well, one of them you can eat the leaves, the beans, and it puts on tubers. It's called the winged bean. You can eat all 3 of them. The other one I'm growing puts on beans and tubers, and it's called hopness. And hopness is a Native American, or sometimes called an Indian bean or Indian potato. So I'll bring you along for those as well. But here we go. We've got this planted. Like I say, it's a little bit damp already, which is awesome. But I'm not going to worry about watering it or worry about it. We're just going to let it sit here and let those peas that I dropped in there grow on their own at their rate. 40 days, you know, I'm going to add 2 weeks to that, because this is January 22nd. So we'll add 2 weeks to that. So I'm hoping to see seedlings in 2 weeks. It says on the back it takes 7 to 8 days to germinate. But with it being cold, we're going to extend that to 15 days. 15 days. So 2 weeks from now, we'll hopefully see some seedlings. And then for 40 days from then, if not earlier, we'll be eating peas. That means mid-March, mid to late March, we should be eating peas, not a problem. Which means it'll be one of our earliest crops, aside from any crops that we may have overwintered. Anyway, this here's been a Handy Redneck. I'll talk to y'all later.